Suddenly, the sky went dark, and lightning began to strike all around us. Oh no.
It is I, Herobrine. Those elemental powers belong to me. I will use them to reshape this world.
Herobrine arrived, and he trapped Alex in a bedrock prison. I was angry and shot a fireball at him. Whoa.
Pathetic. You will pay for that.
He summoned a large surge of energy and blasted the top of the building, sending me flying into a pool of water. There was no way I was going to be able to take him on. A person named Makina ran up to me and told me I had to run. Herobrine flew down and used another strike, killing her. I had no choice but to run away as fast as I could. On day 2, I finally lost sight of Herobrine, but noticed that the world was changed. As I was running, I noticed that the ground around me had a weird color to it. What in the world is going on? I stopped running and found myself in front of an old temple. I don't know how, but I felt connected to it and needed to go inside. Suddenly, I heard footsteps and a person approached me. Hi, who are you? They said their name was Kai, an ancient builder. An ancient builder? What's that?
Enough talk! Herobrine needs those elemental powers!
Wait, what? Suddenly, Kai attacked me and I dodged it. Hey, what was that for?
You will find out soon enough.
Kai attacked me again and they took 4 of my hearts away. I guess they work for Herobrine. Get away! I shot Kai with a lightning bolt and stunned them. I seem to be far more powerful than I thought.
I can't fight you now, but I'll be back to finish the job.
Phew, that was close. I turned my attention to the temple and walked inside. I began to explore the temple to try to find any information. The first floor didn't seem to have anything of use, so I made my way inside deeper, into what seemed to be a basement of the temple. I spotted some chests and began to search them. In one of the chests, I found some stone tools, as well as building materials. I then kept opening more and found a book. It was written by someone named Surge, the leader of the Lightning Clan? What is that? I started to read.
The elements held the balance of this world against Herobrine and his forces of evil. It was clear Herobrine was attempting to use the elements again to create something. We are running out of time. This place is no longer safe.
The book ended, stating that the other clans had also been dispersed as well. I still have so many questions. Why couldn't I remember any of this either? I knew I had fought Herobrine in the past, but what was he trying to create now? I left the temple and started to search the world. On day 4, I spotted a village in the distance. I rushed inside and began to ask the villagers what was going on. The villagers looked shocked to see me. Why are you all looking at me like this?
The great Steve has finally returned!
Returned? What are you talking about? The villager explained that Herobrine has been terrorizing the world for a long time. He's made this world horrible to live in, but now that I'm back, the people are saved. Back? So I was alive before. Why don't I have any of my memories? The villager went on to explain that ancient builders were the original players in Minecraft. They possess power like no other being, and now most of them are on my bad side. I asked the villagers if they had any food to share with me. The villager gave me some cooked chicken and offered me a place to stay there. I thanked the villagers for their help and decided this was a good place to set a home up. I used the material I acquired from the lightning temple, and as I finished building, one of the villagers approached me and I asked him what he knew of the Lightning Clan.
Rumors are the clan fled to an underground hiding place to remain safe.
Remain safe. It was too late to travel right now, so I decided to go rest for the night and head there tomorrow. On day 5, I headed to the cave system the villager told me about. The cave seemed to be almost a labyrinth. I must be in the right place, though. Clearly, whoever is here doesn't want me to be found. I continued deeper into the cave, and then I heard growling noises behind me, and I saw a massive skeleton monster standing there.
Herobrine wants those elements!
Surely it was one of the monsters of Herobrine's undead army. The monster was able to summon undead creatures that charged me. He was extremely powerful, and I was afraid I might not make it. Luckily, I was able to conjure my elemental powers and use air blasts to defeat them. The monster roared again, and I continued to fight him, trying to summon more elemental powers, but I was unable to. I need to figure out my powers quickly. He then used that ability, and I got shot in the air. Oh, what's going on? I used my stone sword, and I took the monster down. Man, I need to be better prepared for another fight like that. Time to make an upgrade. I found some iron and used it to craft myself iron tools, as well as an iron pair of boots. I then eventually came to a large door. This must be the place, but how do I get inside? Okay, come on, Steve. You can do this. I summoned lightning powers and was able to strike lightning down on 2 of the pillars, opening the door. I then walked inside.
How is Steve back? And how does he have my elements?
Don't speak with me. I will never help you.
You will, whether you like it or not.
On day 6, I was inside the door and looked around for any sign of the Lightning Clan. Oh, look at that. I saw a man standing there with a lightning bolt on his robe. Hey, can you help me?
Steve, you've returned. You possess the power of the elements as well?
He told me that his name was Surge, and he was the leader of the Lightning Clan. Another person saying that I returned. Anyway, so you'll teach me how to use lightning?
Not to use it, but control it.
He told me that controlling lightning involves peace of mind and absence of emotion. Surge then said I should find the elemental chest plate to help me control the lightning better, but it would be dangerous.
You will find the item at the highest point of the mountain. Be careful and good luck.
I asked him about the rest of the Lightning Clan and how I could help them. Unfortunately, he told me that he was all that was left.
There's little time. Herobrine grows stronger every day. You must hurry.
I took that as my signal and headed off to the mountain. On day 7, I found the mountain, and as I looked up, I saw lightning that was striking all around it. That can't be a good sign, right? I was told that only the most worthy of the Lightning Clan would be able to reach the peak and collect the item. I began my ascent and was terrified of being struck by lightning that was hitting the ground all around me. I had to be strong for everyone in this world, though. As I was continuing up, I was struck. Wait, to my surprise, it didn't hurt, but rather I felt weirdly recharged. I made it to the peak, and I saw the piece of armor before me. I rushed over to it and picked it up. The elemental chest plate. With this, I would be able to control my lightning. I equipped it and gained 5 hearts. I felt something starting to take over me, though. What's going on?
Steve, we have to stop Herobrine now.
Alex, has he located it already?
Yes, there is no time to wait.
I'm right by your side, always. What was that? Was I starting to regain some of my memories? And Alex, she seemed like she was my closest friend. This is all starting to make sense. Herobrine was after something before as well. But what? I made my way down the mountain and felt confident after finding the chest plate. I made my way through an area when I suddenly ran back into Kai.
I knew I would find you eventually. Now, it's time to die.
Kai used their sword to try to slash me, but I dodged it. They then summoned a second copy of themselves, and they rushed at me. Clearly, Herobrine had shared some of his powers with Kai. Why are you working with him? Kai told me that Herobrine apparently had offered them a way to become more powerful. With my iron sword, I was able to defeat the illusion they created, but Kai continued to fight with me. I used my lightning item and struck Kai with a lightning bolt. They were stunned and slightly weakened by the strike. I shot another bolt, and this time, it dealt significant damage to them.
I have to warn Herobrine.
They rushed off, and I was unable to stop them. I had a feeling that they would come back, so I returned to the Lightning Clan to tell Surge what just happened.
Sir, I found Steve. He's with the Lightning Clan.
I will take care of him myself.
On days 9 to 10, I made it back to Surge's hideout and saw that Herobrine was fighting with him. I jumped in to help, but was quickly pushed aside by Herobrine's telekinetic abilities.
You may defeat me, but Steve will become more powerful than you.
Herobrine blasted a fireball, taking Surge down. No! Herobrine laughed and then began to do something. He absorbed a lightning element.
This world has progressed too far. Players no longer remember the old way of life.
The world has changed for the better. What could you possibly plan to do?
When I acquire all the elements, I will find the command block and destroy you.
He told me that he was going to rid this world of all the ancient builders who refused to join him and restore it to its former glory with him as the ruler. I will never let you get away with this. I tried to attack him, but they were ineffective. I had no choice but to run off. I fled from Herobrine while he watched me and laughed.
I have bigger plans for you, Steve.
I couldn't believe that I wasn't able to save Surge. I thought that after mastering lightning, I could fight Herobrine, but I stood no chance. I need to find the rest of the clans and master my other elements. That's the only way I can honor Surge. At my base was another one of the ancient builders. It was Eve. What are you doing here?
After the ancient builder's hideout was destroyed, I had no choice but to flee.
They told me that the villagers had said I was living here. Wow, I really should tell them not to tell everyone that. Some of the ancient builders are clearly working with Herobrine. I used some of my leftover wood and built them a house next to mine. Eve inspected my craftsmanship and then explained to me why some of the ancient builders decided to side with Herobrine.
They were jealous of the people praising you and Alex, so they decided letting Herobrine change the world was the best option.
Why would the builders be jealous? Whatever the case, I now knew that there would be more of them coming after me. Time to prepare.
Find and kill Steve. Do not fail me as Kai did.
Do not worry, Herobrine. I will take care of Steve.
You better, Ari. You better.
On days 13 to 14, I started to question Eve about their knowledge of the other elemental clans and where I could find them.
Most of the clans have dispersed, as you know.
They told me that they had some knowledge of the whereabouts of one of the fire clans and dropped me a map. I thanked them for the help and told them to stay and watch the village while I traveled there. I headed out and was walking for a while when a bedrock wall appeared in front of me. What? I tried to move in another direction, but more bedrock walls just kept appearing and forcing me in a specific direction. What is going on? I kept trying to avoid them, but eventually I found myself being forced up a mountain. I was at the edge when I heard a voice behind me.
This is the end for you, Steve.
Let me guess, you are an ancient builder. They said their name was Ari, and they were with Herobrine's undead army. What do you want? They said they were ready to be rewarded by Herobrine for my death, and charged at me with a diamond sword. They began to hit me toward the cliff, and whoa! What happened? Last time I remember I was falling off a cliff? Wait, where am I at? I was in a strange temple with Alex, and we were looking at Herobrine, but he seemed different. In front of us was a massive command block. Alex and I charged at him, but Herobrine struck us with lightning, knocking us back. He shot a fireball at me, and I dodged it. Does he have all the elements now? What's going on? Herobrine turned his attention toward the command block and started to rush at it.
It's now or never, Steve. You have to stop him now.
I suddenly woke up. What was that? Herobrine was elemental, but he didn't seem like he had them before. Why? The only person who would know anything about what happened would be Alex. I need to find her, but I have to talk with the Fire Clan first. I need to be more powerful to stop Herobrine and his army. I continue to follow the map. On days 17 to 18, I arrived at the Fire Clan's base, or what was left of it. Everything was destroyed. What happened to this place? I looked around and saw there were skeletal remains. No doubt this was the doing of Herobrine. I searched the remains, calling out for anyone that was there. I finally heard a response.
What are you doing here?
A member of the Fire Clan was behind me, and I asked him if he was the leader. He told me his name was Chiron, and he was the last survivor of the Fire Clan.
Our leader, Ignis, was killed in the fight against Herobrine's army.
I told him that I was sorry this happened, and I asked for his help to stop Herobrine. I needed to control my fire ability and use them to defeat Herobrine once and for all. I could tell he was angered by my statement.
I'll never let anyone use the Fire Clan's powers.
Chiron shot me with a fireball and ran off into the forest. Hey, wait! Come back! I just need your help. I continued my way through the forest in search of Chiron. I started to hear noises in the distance and moved off towards them. I came to a graveyard where I spotted him in the front of one of the graves. He was sobbing.
If it were for Herobrine, I could... I'm sorry, Ignis. If only I was stronger, I could have saved you, Father. I could have saved all of you.
I'm so sorry for your loss. I couldn't believe Herobrine would do this to them. This is why I'm trying to master the elements, Chiron, so that no one else will have to suffer like your clan. You're not the only one. The Lightning Clan was totally wiped out too, and the rest will be next, I promise. And from the looks of things, you're the last person that's left who can help me stop this monster. Don't do it for me. Do it for them. Chiron slowly looked at me and nodded his head. After, he returned back to the Fire Clan home. He was still devastated about seeing everything this way, and it gave me an idea. I quickly ran back into the forest and collected lots of wood. I returned back and used the wood to build the Fire Clan back up. Chiron was shocked. He couldn't believe that I would do this for them.
Thank you, Steve.
I will train you for them.
Thank you, Chiron. Let's do this together.
Tell me where the command block is.
I don't know. I would never help you.
You do know where it is, and you will help me find it.
On days 21 to 23, we began our training. Chiron told me that controlling fire came from within, and I would have to overcome my fear and anger. What does that exactly mean? Chiron then launched a fireball directly at me. Hey, what was that for?
This is your training.
I dodged his attacks the best I could, but some still hit me. I was starting to feel enraged. This isn't fair. I thought back to how angry I was about Herobrine and what he did to Alex. I hit him directly in the chest with a fireball. Then again and again. Finally, Chiron submitted and told me to follow him. He led me to a partially destroyed temple that had the same fire elements as before.
I am not allowed to enter. Go forward and see what is revealed to you.
I entered and found a lectern in front of me. I began to read the pages, and they detailed the command block. The writings told me that the command block would be able to be activated by someone with all of the elements. So, Herobrine had all the elements when I first fought him. I would have to master them in order to stop him. There's no way I could let him fulfill his plan and destroy the world. I thanked Chiron for taking me here and headed back to base. On days 24 to 26, I returned to base and talked with Eve. Eve was proud that I mastered my fire element, but reminded me that there's still work to be done.
Once you've mastered wind and ice, you'll be able to take on Herobrine.
They're right. If I don't master the rest of my powers, I won't be able to stop Herobrine. I decided to use the rest of my wood to build a small farm. I collected seeds from the world and returned home to finish the farm. This should keep us fed, as well as the villagers for now. After I finished, I realized I was gonna need some upgrades too. I went into a nearby mine and collected more iron. With all the iron I'd used, it completed my armor set. While collecting the iron, I couldn't help but think about my memories I've been having. Alex was the only one who could help me remember everything, but Herobrine has her. If I need to stop Herobrine, I need to find her first. I asked Eve if she knew where Herobrine's base was, and she told me about the rumors the ancient builders had discussed.
You can't go there, Steve. You're not ready to face Herobrine.
I have to go. I need to save Alex and find out more about my past. Eve shook their head, but I knew I was doing the right thing. I set off toward the rumored location. On days 27 to 29, I was traveling when I spotted more of the strange purple grass I had seen before. Herobrine's presence was spreading like a plague. I heard screams from nearby and spotted smoke in the distance. I approached a large village that was on fire. As I entered, I heard Kai laughing as they shot fireballs at the villagers. Hey, stop! What are you doing?
Steve, at last, I can redeem myself.
We began to fight, and I was more ready than ever to face them. With my upgrades, their attacks hurt less, and I was able to use both my fire and lightning with no problem. Kai, please, stop fighting, okay? If you join me, we can both stop Herobrine. But Kai refused. I think I know what I have to do. Suddenly, I summoned an ice block, freezing them into place. I then used a quick lightning strike, as well as my fire, to take them down. As I defeated them, I felt stronger, and I gained 5 hearts. The villagers cheered me and gave me food as a reward. I thanked them as I headed out.
This should suffice.
I made it to a large nether-looking structure. This must be Herobrine's base. I decided to look around for an easy entrance. I found a way inside and began to scout the place out. I noticed that it was full of undead soldiers, and there were too many to fight. As I kept looking around the base, I managed to find Alex. She was being held in some kind of prison cell. She was safe, but heavily guarded. I need to find a way to distract them. I shot a fireball close to their direction, and the undead army immediately ran over there to investigate. I snuck over to Alex. Alex, are you okay?
Steve? Is that you?
She looked so weak. It looked like she was barely holding on. I broke her out of the cell using my elemental ice ability, bursting one of the bedrock blocks. I then gave her some food. Here, Alex, eat this. The two of us quietly made our way out of the castle. I think the coast is clear. Are you okay?
I'm starting to feel better. Let's get out of here.
I'm glad Alex was safe. I was afraid Herobrine wasn't gonna let you live. We headed back toward my base. On days 33 to 35, we arrived back at base, but Alex's condition seems to have gotten worse. I started to grow worried that something was wrong with her. Eve saw us return and rushed towards us. Eve also said Alex looked weak. She was gonna need a place to stay, and fast. We got to work building her a house to live in. I placed the bed, she got into it. Rest up, friend. We'll get through this, I promise. Eve approached me and said,
Alex doesn't look too good. Something's drastically wrong with her. We can't let her stay here.
I dismissed what Eve said. Of course Alex is gonna stay here. We need to make sure she's okay. Eve looked worried, but I told them they had nothing to fear. I asked them if they knew where I could find any of the other elemental clans.
Unfortunately, not much is known about the other two.
They said someone might know where they are, but they don't like being bothered too much. Eve said they lived deeply in a swamp biome. I thanked them for their help and told them not to worry about Alex. I headed off to find whoever this was. On days 36 to 38, I was making my way through the swamp, and I spotted Sunny, another one of the ancient builders.
Hello, Steve. Herobrine's looking for you.
Great. Another ancient builder is serving Herobrine. What do you want with me?
Is Alex doing well? I just wanted to know.
Clearly, Herobrine had done something to harm her. You will pay for that. I shot a fireball at him, and he quickly dodged it. He sliced me with his diamond sword, and I fought back using mine. I was starting to lose hearts. Quick. We kept fighting, and again, I conjured an ice block that stunned him for a second. I wasn't strong enough to take him down now. I summoned a gust of wind and blew Sunny out of the area. Man, that was too close. I need to find the structure Eve told me about and master the other elements.
Alex, are you okay? What has happened to you?
On days 39 to 41, I arrived at a strange hut in the swamp. This must be the place. I walked over and confronted a witch.
Herobrine, what are you doing here?
I told her I wasn't Herobrine, but Steve. The witch was skeptical of me, but I proved it by showing her off my powers and explained my quest to find the other clans. She introduced herself as Claudia and then said,
Rumors were that you had died.
Died? Did this have something to do with the memories I was having?
You don't remember?
The witch got to work brewing a potion and told me to drink it. Okay. I drank the potion and started to feel sick. Ugh.
It's now or never, Steve. You have to stop him now.
You're right, Alex. It is. I started a fight with Herobrine when he turned his attention towards Alex. She was weak, and I didn't think she was gonna make it. I knew taking out the command block would stop him and whatever his plan was.
No, stop!
I broke it, and then... Ah!
Oh no, Steve. What have you done?
What was that?
The past. The potion showed you what was missing from your memories.
So, I was able to destroy the command block and save the world. Why is Herobrine back? She told me that the command block wasn't destroyed, but moved. I asked Claudia if she knew where the command block is now. She said she didn't. The command block required the elements to be revealed.
When you broke the command block, the elemental powers were transferred from him to you. You need to master your other elements. That's the only way to stop Herobrine and save this world.
She gave me a map and told me this would lead me to where the Ice Clan was hiding out. I thanked Claudia for everything and made my way out of the swamp.
You are not welcome here. Go away.
Sorry, you have something that belongs to me.
On days 45 to 47, I followed the map and crossed into a large ice biome. As I traveled, I spotted a group of strays that quickly started to approach me. The strays yelled for Herobrine, then began to attack. I was able to make quick work of the group, but it was clear that more mobs were starting to side with him. I continued to move through the ice and eventually found a large temple. This must be the palace Claudia spoke of. I made my way inside. Hello? Anyone here? I guess this place is abandoned. There were chests inside, so I decided to search through them. Most of them seemed looted, but I found a helmet in one. It was the elemental helmet. I quickly equipped it and felt slightly more in tune with my ice powers. I was getting ready to leave when I heard noises coming from a sheet of ice. I broke the ice and a man popped out.
Steve, you've returned. My name is Aspen.
He introduced himself as the leader of the Ice Clan and told me to follow him to an urgent matter.
Destroy all
On days 48 to 50, Aspen led me to an open area, and Ari was there. He was shooting fireballs at the ice spikes. Aspen wanted me to stop Ari before they melted the entire area. He told me he was far too weak to fight in his current state. I still can't control my ice powers. Are you sure about this?
I'm sure, Steve. You can do this.
Fine, I'll do it. I approached Ari and called out to them.
It is time for you to burn.
Ari shot a fireball at me, but I quickly dodged it. I tried to freeze them in place, but they easily melted themselves free.
That weak ice won't work on me.
Ari shot another fireball at me. I won't let you win. I mustered up all my strength and used my other elemental powers on them, weakening them. It's over, Ari. You've lost. I hit them with an ice blast, and they looked so weak.
You fool. I've already done my job. Long live Herobrine.
They were defeated. But what did they mean? Their job was done? Aspen came down and thanked us for stopping them. He handed me the Arkenstone and told me to combine it with my helmet. He told me it would help me control my ice powers better.
Now, go and stop Herobrine's madness.
We then parted ways. On days 51 and 53, I approached my base, but I saw smoke in the distance. Something is wrong. I arrived and saw it was totally destroyed. F was standing there with another one of the ancient buildings.
I told you something was wrong.
I asked them what happened, and they explained Alex had turned into a monster and destroyed the base. No, I didn't want to believe it.
It's true. I saw her heading towards the city.
The other builder introduced himself as Zuri and told me they had seen it for themselves. We have to stop her. I couldn't let the base stay in this condition, so Zuri and I got to work rebuilding the damage, and then I made a house for them as well. I told F to come with us to fight Giant Alex, but they said they were far too weak in their current state. Zuri and I left the base and headed to confront Alex.
You will never win.
Huh, I already have. Nor, find Steve. Sonny, the command block will reveal itself soon. I need you to locate it. Yes, sir.
Zuri led me to where they had seen Alex before, but she wasn't here. We continued toward a city. We spotted it, and there was lightning crashing all around it, and a monstrous giant Alex was looming inside. Alex, you need to stop! She turned her attention and charged at us. We quickly moved out of the way, and I used my air powers to keep her at bay. That only angered her, and she was about to strike me with lightning.
Steve, move!
Zuri pushed me out of the way and got hit by it. Zuri, no! I ran up to them to see if they were okay.
You have to stop her. Only you can save us.
They were defeated. I couldn't believe Alex would do such a thing. No, it wasn't her, but a monster Herobrine had created. Alex, please, stop. I froze her in place using my ice powers. Listen to me. We're friends. Herobrine is doing this to you. You have to fight it.
Steve? Is that you?
Yes, she was starting to remember. It's me, Alex. Come on, fight the control. But it wasn't enough because she let out another roar and broke out of the ice. She hit me back and then ran off. Wait, Alex, no! Ah, man, I need to find a new way to save my friend. Maybe Claudia will know something that can help. On days 57 to 59, I returned to Claudia's hut and explained to her what happened to my friend.
Herobrine, magic is dangerous. I will not work against it.
She told me that she was far too afraid to help. His magic was dark, and if anything went wrong, it would lead to worse results. Oh, come on, you have to help. The only way I can defeat Herobrine is with Alex. Claudia sighed before accepting what I was saying. She told me we were gonna need a few items.
Deep in a jungle temple, there is a medallion infused with old magic that might be able to help her.
In addition, she told me I would have to find her soul that Herobrine was storing somewhere. He was storing her soul somewhere? Okay, I thanked her, and as I headed out, she yelled,
I can't promise anything though.
I didn't listen and headed to a nearby cave to find some upgrades. I searched for diamonds and found enough to craft a diamond pickaxe and sword. I used the remaining diamonds to craft a set of pants and then headed toward the temple. I started my journey to find a cure to save Alex. The first ingredient was at the top of a temple inside of a jungle. I went inside the temple. I could see the steps were broken. I'm gonna have to jump my way through it. I made my way through each obstacle, jumping over blocks and maneuvering over over objects. I finally made it to the top of the temple and reached the love medallion. That's one ingredient down.
Herobrine was right that you would be here.
I quickly turned, and Noor was there. When will you learn that siding with Herobrine won't benefit you?
Is that so? Nowhere to run now, Steve.
Noor started shooting fireballs at me, and I knew I wouldn't have time to fight them. I had to save Alex. I made my way back through the obstacles with Noor right on my tail. They blasted one of the blocks, and it crashed down, trapping me. Oh no. I guess I gotta try jumping. Ah! But to my surprise, I was floating. Oh, thank goodness. I was able to levitate above the ground and land safely. Noor was so shocked by this and looked terrified. They screamed I was too powerful as they ran off. Well, that was close. Now to find Alex's soul. On days 63 to 65, I continued my journey to save Alex. The witch had told me that the soul would be stashed at a woodland mansion deep in a dark forest. Once I arrived, it was crawling with pillagers of all kinds. There was no way I was gonna be able to fight them all. I have to sneak past them. I made my way inside and started to look around. I peered into rooms as I explored the mansion and slipped into rooms while pillager patrols walked by. Eventually, I came to a large room with an evoker guarding a chest. He looked at me and said,
Steve, I must warn Herobrine.
I couldn't let that happen, so I began to fight against him. He stood no chance against me after I mastered 3 of my elements. I took him down, and then I opened the chest and yes, I found Alex's soul. Great. Now it's time to leave. But when I turned around, Alex was there.
Steve, everything is fine. You can stay here.
Alex, what is going on?
Should we kill him now?
No, I need him alive while the command block is located.
Alex, how are you normal?
I have always been this way, Steve. Stay here with me.
There was a strange rumbling from outside of the mansion. What's going on? Something's wrong.
Steve.
Everything is fine. You will stay here forever.
Oh no, this is a trap. I have to get out of here. I hit her out of the way and made my way to the exit. As I approached it, I was no longer in this world. Herobrine, he must be warping my mind. How do I break this? Alex caught up to me and continued to chase after me until I found myself in a corner.
I'm tired of living in your shadow. We all are.
No, Alex, this isn't the real you. This is not real. You're not real.
I am very real.
She said they all hated me and wanted me gone. I begged her to fight whatever Herobrine had done to her. The world needs you, Alex. She began to scream and then returned to normal.
Steve, you have to kill me to escape.
She rushed at me and I hit her with my diamond sword, defeating her. After I saw a flash of light, I was back in the woodland mansion in a bed with Noor watching me. Hey, what are you doing?
Herobrine said you wouldn't wake up.
Noor then said they would have to take me out ahead of schedule. They began to charge at me wielding a storm hammer and took some of my hearts. Oh man, I'm not going down that easily. I knocked them back with my diamond sword. Once they were at a distance, they tried to rush at me again, but I blew them back with my wind powers. I then used my fire and ice one after another to take them down for good. Noor was defeated and dropped Alex's soul. I quickly collected it and then began to head out, but pillagers were waiting for me. I disappeared them with my lightning abilities and then made a break for it. I needed to find Claudia and brew this potion.
This must be it. I have to tell Herobrine.
On days 72 to 74, I returned back to my base, and to my surprise, Claudia was there with F. What are you guys doing?
Effie saved me.
She said that her home was attacked by Herobrine's army of the dead, and wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for F. I knew she would be safer here now, so I got to work constructing her a house that would suit her. I then gave her the love medallion, as well as Alex's soul, in order to start brewing the potion. Hey, F, I'm sorry for not believing you about Alex, but I promise all of it will be over soon.
You have to go to the Wind Clan now. We're running out of time.
Claudia came out of her hut and told me the potion was ready. She then dropped me it. I told F I needed to save Alex before I did anything else. F shook their head, and I can tell they were disappointed. Okay, I didn't trust you before, and we paid the price. I'll head to the Wind Clan and then find Alex. On days 75 to 77, I arrived at a temple, but it was totally destroyed. Was I too late? No. Herobrine made his way here already. How am I gonna master the elements now? I walked through the Wind Temple and heard someone speak.
Hello, Steve. I've been waiting for you.
I turned around and saw one of the Wind Clan members who introduced themselves as Zephyr. Will you help me master the elements? Zephyr told me, unfortunately, he was not here anymore and would not be able to. I was disheartened by this. Had I really failed the world?
If I am gone, it is for a reason. The way it was supposed to be. The power to master the elements is inside of you, Steve. Think of how effortlessly you learned to control fire, how easily you used your ice abilities. You remained unscathed through the lightning, and you have already used your wind element with great success.
Was he right? All of the power was always within me, and I just learned to control it better. Zephyr did tell me I needed one more thing and pointed me towards a chest. I opened the chest, and inside was the elemental boots for my armor set. When I equipped it, I gained another 5 hearts. I thanked him for his help and headed out.
Not so fast!
So it ends here.
I was making my way back to base when I saw giant Alex terrorizing a village. I needed to bring the real Alex back once and for all. I made my way inside the village. Alex, it's time to turn you back to normal.
Kill Steve!
Alex charged at me, but I pushed her back with a gust of wind. Now that I had control over my elements, fighting Alex wasn't a problem. The only problem was getting her to take the potion now. Alex struck me with lightning, but it only did little damage to me. I continued fighting with her until she was weak and then splashed the potion at her. She paused for a moment. Alex, are you okay? She screamed and knocked me aside. Ah! Come on, you have to remember. It's me, your friend, Steve. She moved away from me and started struggling. That's right, Alex. Fight it. You're not Herobrine's monster. Not anymore.
Steve!
Suddenly, there was a large flash of light, and Alex was back to her normal size.
Steve, I'm so...
It's okay, Alex. You don't need to apologize. Let's go home. On days 81 to 85, Alex and I arrived back at base together. Everyone was overjoyed to see their friend was back.
I thought we had lost you for good. You guys can't get rid of me that easily.
Alex began to tell everyone that while she was under Herobrine's control, she gained access to a lot of his thoughts and memories.
He's about to acquire the ice element. There is little time left to save this world.
I reassured Alex that I almost had everything I needed in order to find the command block and destroy Herobrine once and for all. Alex insisted that she would come with me, but I told her to stay and rest with F and Claudia. We need all of your strength for the final fight. I headed off toward the Fire Clan's base. I just hope I can find what I'm looking for there.
Even with all the elements, you will still be no match for Steve.
We'll see about that.
I made my way to the Fire Clan to meet Chiron. I needed the fire armor if I wanted to fight against Herobrine. When I made it to the house, I couldn't find him anywhere. Chiron, where are you? I kept looking around the house and found a note nearby. Chiron wrote this, and it was addressed to me.
Dear Steve, you made me realize that there are still things left in the world to fight for. I've gone to help Aspen defend the ice.
Oh no, they shouldn't have gone to fight Herobrine by themselves. I should have been there. I kept reading.
The clan leader has the elemental armor. I know you can save this world. We all believe in you.
I went to the graveyard and found the Fire Clan's leader's grave. There was a chest behind the tombstone, and I opened it to find the elemental leggings. I equipped it, and suddenly I was transported to a large field. Where was this? I wasn't sure how I knew, but I had a feeling that the command block was here. I was back at the graveyard, but I knew where I had to go now. I needed to beat Herobrine to the command block. Thank you, Chiron. Thanks to you, I can end this madness once and for all.
Sir, I found its location. Take me there immediately.
On days 91 and 94, I arrived back at base with my full set of elemental armor. I gathered my friends and told them that this was the most important moment of our lives. Herobrine was no doubt close to finding the command block. I know where it is, and we all need to head there right now in order to stop him, and it's gonna take all of us.
I'm not good at fighting, but I made this for you.
She dropped me an ultimate potion that would enhance not only my strength, but my connection to my elemental abilities.
You have done well, Sonny. Now, guard this place while I do my work. As you wish, Herobrine.
the ground began to shake, and there was a flash of light. The world had changed all around us, beginning to form into Herobrine's image. It's now or never, guys. F and Alex followed me toward the command block. We made it to the location of the command block, and Herobrine's army was waiting for us. Sunny was leading it.
Oh, you're too late, Steve. The world belongs to Herobrine now.
Not if we have anything to say about it.
The three of us charged in and fought the army. The undead minions rushed at us, but I destroyed most of them with bolts of lightning. F took some of the minions down as well, and so did Alex. Sunny tried to slice me with a diamond sword, but I quickly dodged it. I pushed Sunny back with my wind powers, then shot a fireball to deal immense damage. Sunny fell to the ground, and I walked up to them to check if they were defeated.
Herobrine will win. Ugh.
Where was Herobrine? I don't see him anywhere. Suddenly, the ground started to shake, and the command block was reacting. He must be inside. I looked back to check on F and Alex.
Don't worry about us, Steve. We're fine. Go stop Herobrine.
I trusted Alex and headed inside the command block. On day 100, I was suddenly inside of it, looking at fully elemental Herobrine. Stop whatever you're doing!
I see you found me. No matter, you will be gone soon.
He shot an elemental fire blast at me. I returned the attack with my ice blast. Stunning him for a moment, he broke free and used his wand on me, creating a massive blast that sent me flying back. We seemed evenly matched as we continued to fight, but I remembered what Claudia had given me. I drank the potion. I began to feel so much more powerful. I started to attack him with all of my elemental abilities, weakening him significantly.
Whatever you do, you will not be able to get rid of me for good. I will always return. I am Herobrine.
He was right. Despite how many times I defeated him, he always returned. I know something that can get rid of you for good, and dashed toward the command block.
No!
And then began to alter his code. You lose. There was a flash of light, and I was outside of the command block. Herobrine was erased from the world permanently, and everyone was saved.